In 2007, Sierra owners paid for GM's mistakes. In 2014, they paid again. In 2019, same story, different truck, same bill. There's a pattern hiding in the Sierra model years that tells you exactly which trucks to buy and which to run from. 5 years to avoid. 4 that last forever. And the pattern that connects them all. The story starts in 2007, the year GM rebuilt the Sierra from the ground up. New platform, GMT 900. New frame, new body, new interior, new transmission, the 6L80, and one new system that would define Sierra ownership for the next 2 decades, active fuel management on the 5.3 V8. AFM was GM's answer to rising fuel prices. Deactivate 4 of 8 cylinders during light load cruising. Save fuel. Simple concept. But the 2007 Sierra was the first year of everything. First generation lifter design, first generation oil delivery to the AFM galleries, first generation calibration for when and how the system cycled. The NHTSA logged over 2,100 complaints on the 2007 Silverado, the Sierra's mechanical twin. Engine and drivetrain complaints dominated, oil consumption, lifter noise, premature failure on trucks with fewer than 100,000 miles. The instrument cluster was its own disaster. The stepper motors behind the gauges failed, speedometer stuck, fuel gauge dropped to empty on a full tank, tachometer read 0 while driving. A documented GM defect that affected hundreds of thousands of trucks. The oil pressure sensor threw false low-pressure warnings on engines with perfectly healthy oil pressure, sending owners into panic and shops into misdiagnosis. Some owners replaced oil pumps that never needed replacing because a $20 sensor lied to them. Here's an owner story that tells you everything. A Sierra forum post from a guy who bought a 2007 with 85,000 miles. Lifter tick started at 92,000. Dealer quoted 4,200 for lifters and cam. He'd owned the truck for 7 months. 7 months of payments plus a $4,200 repair on a truck he bought because it looked like a deal. Never buy the first year of a Sierra redesign. The 2007 proved it. 2007 was GM's experiment. The owners were the test subjects. But the damage didn't stop there. It carried forward. 2008 through 2010, the years that inherited every problem 2007 created and didn't fully fix any of them. The AFM lifter design through these years was still first generation. The oil delivery system to the lifter galleries hadn't been redesigned. Oil consumption continued. GM's own technical service bulletin acknowledged the pressure relief valve spraying excess oil on piston skirts, contributing to burn-off through the PCV system. Owners reported adding a quart every 1,500 to 2,000 miles and being told it was normal. Now here's the nuance. A 2010 is significantly better than a 2008. Each year brought incremental improvements, better transmission calibrations, refined electrical systems, fewer fit and finish complaints. GM was learning, but none of these years match what came in 2011 through 2013 when the platform finally matured. The trap is the price. A 2008 or 2009 Sierra Crew Cab 4-wheel drive sits at $7,000 to $12,000 on the used market. That looks like a steal. But budget the lifter job at $3,000 to $5,000, which is the most common major repair on these trucks, and your total cost of ownership can equal or exceed the purchase price. An $8,000 truck plus a $4,000 lifter job is a $12,000 truck. For that money, a 2012 Sierra skips every one of these problems. Each year got better. None of them got good enough. Cheap to buy, expensive to keep. The math catches up, and then in 2014, GM did it again. The 2014 Sierra 1500 was a complete redesign. New platform, K2XX. New body that was genuinely striking. New interior that leapfrogged the competition. And a new 8-speed transmission, the 8L90. That was supposed to be the future of GM's drivetrain strategy. The 8L90 in 2014 had the worst calibration of any year GM produced it. Torque converter shudder between 30 and 50 miles per hour. A persistent vibration that felt like driving over rumble strips on a smooth highway. It showed up within the first 20,000 miles on thousands of trucks. GM issued technical service bulletin after technical service bulletin. Fluid changes, calibration reflashes, torque converter replacements. Some trucks went back to the dealer 4 and 5 times for the same shutter complaint. Some were never fully fixed. The electrical architecture was equally raw. Body control module failures that killed interior lights, door locks, and power windows at random. The new infotainment system froze, rebooted mid-drive, and dropped Bluetooth connections. On the SLT and Denali trims, the power-deploying running boards, a first-year feature, had motor failures and would extend at the wrong time or refuse to retract. A premium feature that became a premium headache. Stay with me here. The 2014 Sierra Crew Cab 4-wheel drive with the 5.3 sits at $13,000 to $22,000 on the used market right now. For that same money, often less, a 2012 or 2013 GMT 900 Sierra with fewer miles and zero first-year problems. Same engine, same towing capacity. A transmission with a decade of proven reliability instead of a first-year experiment with a shutter reputation. Never buy the first year of a Sierra redesign. 2007 proved it. 2014 confirmed it. The 2014 looks modern. It drives like a beta test. 5 years later, GM did it a third time. The 2019 Sierra 1500. New platform, T1XX. New 10-speed transmission, the 10L80, and the biggest powertrain change since AFM, Dynamic Fuel Management, 17-pattern cylinder deactivation that constantly cycles all 16 lifters across every possible combination from 2 to 8 active cylinders. More patterns, more cycling, more opportunity for failure. And fail it did. DFM lifter failures documented at 40,000 to 80,000 miles on trucks that should run past 200,000 without major engine work. The 10L80 brought its own first-year complaints. Torque converter shutter. Gear hunting on hills where the transmission couldn't decide between gears. Delayed downshifts that left drivers hanging when they needed power. GM issued multiple calibration updates. Some trucks were reflashed 3 or 4 times, and the shutter still came back. I'm not done yet. Here's a forum post that tells the whole story. 2019 Sierra SLT, 52,000 miles. Lifter tick, dealer quote, $5,100 for lifters and cam. The truck still had payments on it. The owner was making a monthly payment on a truck that needed a $5,000 repair. That's not a maintenance cost. That's a financial crisis. The math that should scare every 2019 buyer. A 2019 Sierra at $33,000 plus a potential $4,000 lifter job equals a $37,000 total. A 2012 GMT 900 Sierra at $14,000 plus a $270 disabler plus $500 in fluids equals $14,770. Same towing, same capability, $22,000 apart. Never buy the first year of a Sierra redesign. 2007 proved it, 2014 confirmed it, 2019 made it a law. The most expensive Sierra you can buy isn't the newest. It's the first year of the newest. But the story doesn't end at 2019, because the next 2 years carried the same risk under a different sticker price, 2020 and 2021, the carryover risk years. These aren't first-year trucks. Buyers assume they're fixed. They're not. The DFM calibrations in 2020 and 2021 are essentially the same as 2019. The 10L80 torque converter design hadn't been revised yet. The running production changes that actually addressed the lifter and shutter concerns didn't arrive until mid-2022. The trap is the logic. Buyer thinks it's not 2019, it's a 2021. That's 2 years of improvements. But the improvements that matter: revised torque converter, updated DFM cycling behavior, new TCM calibrations, came with the mid-2022 production changes. A 2021 Sierra carries the same risk profile as a 2019. It just costs a little less on the used lot. Used market, $28,000 to $40,000. Cheaper than 2022 and newer, but carrying the same risk profile as the year everyone knows to avoid. You're saving $3,000 to $5,000 on the purchase price while inheriting the same potential $3,000 to $5,000. 2020 and 2021. Close enough to 2019 to inherit the problems. Not close enough to 2022 to get the fixes. Those are the 5 years and the ranges around them to walk away from. 2007 through 2010, 2014, 2019 through 2021. The pattern is the same every time. First year of a redesign. Every system is new, every system is unproven, and every owner pays the price for being first. But the story has another side. 4 Sierra ranges where the trucks were refined, proven, and built to last. And every single one follows the same pattern. late production years after the problems were found and fixed. Drop a comment. What year Sierra do you own and how many miles? I want to see who's in the sweet spot and who's living on borrowed time. And hit subscribe. I pull the data nobody shows you every single week so you make the smart call instead of the expensive one. Let's talk about the Sierras that last forever. 2003 through 2006, the final years of the GMT 800, and the most unkillable Sierras ever built. No AFM, no DFM, zero-cylinder deactivation of any kind. The 5.3 Gen 3 LM7 iron block or L33 aluminum high output fires all 8 cylinders all the time from the factory. There's nothing to disable because there's nothing to fail. These engines routinely reach 300,000 miles on oil changes, spark plugs, and the occasional water pump. Forum posts document 400,000 miles on original internals. The simplest Sierra FIV8 ever offered. Port fuel injection only. No turbo, no DEF, no DPF, no direct injection. The fewest possible failure modes of any Sierra ever made. The 4L60E transmission in these final years received its best calibrations after 6 years of production refinement. Shift quality is smooth and predictable, not the strongest automatic GM ever built, but by 2005 and 2006, the most refined version of itself. Used price: $5,000 to $13,000 for a crew cab 4-wheel drive. The SLT trim at $8,000 to $10,000 is the sweet spot. Leather, Bose audio, heated seats. A fully equipped truck with a bulletproof drivetrain for the price of a high-mileage sedan. The truck your mechanic learned on, and the engine he still trusts more than anything built since. The next range picks up where these left off, after GM found and fixed everything the 2007 broke. 2011 through 2013, the GMT 900 golden years, and the single best Sierra value in the entire used truck market. By 2011, every first-year problem from 2007 was resolved. AFM calibrations had been refined through 4 years of production changes. The 6L80 transmission was in its final, most stable form, the best shift calibrations it would ever receive. Electrical gremlins from the early years were gone. Interior materials had improved. The instrument cluster defect was resolved. J.D. Power scored the 2012 Silverado, mechanically identical to the Sierra, 86 out of 100 on their vehicle dependability study. Recall counts for 2011 through 2013 are a fraction of what 2007 received. The data matches what mechanics see in the shop. These trucks come in for oil changes, not engine repairs. The 5.3 Gen 4 in these trucks has AFM. I won't pretend it doesn't, but it's the simpler 4 and 8 cylinder system, fully disableable with a 270 range device. Plug it in on day one. All 8 cylinders fire permanently. The lifter cycling stops. The failure mode disappears. What's left is a naturally aspirated V8 on a proven transmission with a fully boxed frame, documented past 300,000 miles on original internals. Here's what every mechanic I know does when they buy a personal truck. They buy a 2011 through 2013 GMT 900 Sierra. Not because it's exciting, not because it's flashy, because the math makes sense. $14,000 for the truck, $270 for the disabler, $300 to $500 for a full fluid service, under $15,000 total for a drivetrain that's been proven over millions of miles by millions of owners. And the window is closing. 5 years ago, these were $6,000 to $10,000. Today, $9,000, $5,000 to $18,000. In 5 years, clean crew cab 4-wheel drive examples will be $20,000 or more. The market is catching up to what mechanics have known for a decade. Buy now or pay more later. The most reliable Sierra you can buy in 2026 isn't the newest one on the lot. It's the one that's already proven everything it needs to prove. 2016 through 2018, the K2XX refined, the sweet spot between modern technology and proven reliability. Every first-year problem from 2014 solved. The 8L90 had been recalibrated through dozens of technical service bulletins. Torque converter shudder dramatically reduced through revised hardware and software. Electrical architecture stabilized. Infotainment reliable. Body control module issues resolved. These trucks run AFM, not DFM. The simpler 4 and 8 system. Same 270 disabler, same day one protocol. And they come with the modern features that daily driving demands: Apple CarPlay, backup camera, lane keep assist, forward collision alert. Modern enough to feel current, old enough to avoid the DFM system and the 10-speed the 2019 introduced. Here's the thing. The 2016 through 2018 Sierra with the 6.2 and Denali trim is the performance and luxury sweet spot of the used Sierra market. 420 horsepower, magnetic ride suspension, premium leather interior. With a disabler installed, a reliable long-term powertrain that makes a $50,000 driving experience available for $25,000 to $30,000. Used price, $18,000 to $30,000 depending on trim, mileage, and configuration. The SLT with Z71 package at $20,000 to $25,000 is the mainstream pick. The Denali 6.2 at $25,000 to $30,000 is the enthusiast pick. Both are proven, both are refined, both avoid DFM, new enough to feel current, old enough to be trusted, 2022 through 2024. The T1XX fixed, for buyers who need the newest generation. This is the range where GM finally corrected what 2019 got wrong. Mid-2022 brought the running production changes that mattered. Revised torque converter design in the 10L80, updated DFM calibrations that cycle less aggressively, new TCM software that improved shift quality. The interior redesign arrived simultaneously. 13.4-inch touchscreen, redesigned dashboard, updated materials. Super Cruise, GM's hands-free highway driving system, became available on Denali and AT4X trims. The AT4X with the 6.2 and Multimatic DSSV shocks is the most capable off-road Sierra ever built from the factory. I still recommend a DFM disabler for towing on these trucks. The system is improved, but the fundamental design, lifters that cycle under load, hasn't changed. The 270 fix still applies. The protection is still worth it. Used price, $32,000 to $52,000. That's serious money. But if you need current generation technology, the latest towing features, and modern safety systems, this is where the platform was finally ready. Not 2019, not 2020, not 2021, 2022 and later. That's the line. If you must buy new generation, this is where the problems got solved. 5 years to avoid, 4 ranges that last forever, and 1 rule that ties them all together. Never buy the first year of a Sierra redesign. 2007, 2014, 2019, 3 different decades, 3 different platforms. The same mistake every time. Everything new, everything unproven, and the owner pays for the testing that GM should have done before production. The solution is the mirror image. The best Sierras are always the late production years. The ones built after every problem was found, every calibration was updated, and every supplier issue was resolved. 2003 through 2006, 2011 through 2013, 2016 through 2018, 2022 through 2024. Every one of them is the refined version of a platform that started rough. Budget buyer, 2003 through 2006, no AFM, no problems. Under $10,000. Smart buyer, 2011 through 2013, best value in the truck market. Window closing. Modern buyer, 2016 through 2018, technology plus reliability. Current gen buyer, 2022 and later, never earlier. If you want to know which engine to pair with your Sierra year, watch The Only GMC Engine Worth Buying in 2026. And to protect whatever Sierra you buy from the habits that kill engines, watch 7 Stupid Engine Habits Killing Your Lifters. Every fix in that video is free. Never buy the first year of a Sierra redesign. Say it, remember it, and save yourself thousands. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.